A very good evening, all of you. Welcome to the YouTube channel of Pratham Test Prep. My name is Shra Shrivastava, and you're watching IPM-IIM की exam strategy that you have for in the coming days. 24th को आपका exam है, right? I am hoping and expecting कि you must have done some preparation so far. It's been a while now that we've been preparing ourselves for IPBJMC. It is one of those exams jahan pe media aata hai as opposed to others, right? So we're going to be discussing a lot about what the exam is going to look like or what is expected out of it based on whatever we have seen in the previous few years. We have Juhi ma'am who will be taking general awareness and current affairs section. Girish sir will be taking care of the LR section, and also a little bit of QA if at all, right? And welcome sir, welcome ma'am, how are you all?
We are good, ma'am. I hope you're doing good as well.
Doing very well, thank you. All right, hi Suhani, good evening. All right, perfect. So सबसे पहली चीज जो I know that everybody would be asking is media, क्योंकि media is one of those dreadful topics for most of us. हम लोग इतना prepare करते हैं media, but at the end of the day, that's one of the things that gives us the jitters, right? So we're going to be talking about that. What do you expect from an IPBJMC paper? So give me just one moment. I'm going to start sharing the screen and we're going to discuss what we saw in the previous few years and what you can expect. क्योंकि media पिछले कुछ सालों में was very unpredictable. So I will not tell you that whatever has happened in the previous few years is set in stone. Right, because we did also realize कि वो कुछ भी set in stone नहीं था, उनका कोई pattern उन्होंने follow नहीं किया. So something that all the students when they used to ask me कि media में मैम क्या पढ़ें, क्या छोड़ें, क्या रखें, honestly there is no one thing that you can leave and there's no one thing that you can actually focus more on, क्योंकि उनका जिस type का paper आता था was quite weird. मतलब पिछली बार काफी अजीब था, काफी unconventional था. It was quite something that we had never expected, right? Before that it was quite easy. It was something that we had done earlier in classes, etc. So what do you expect from this paper, from the papers that we've seen कि जो पिछला paper था for media aptitude or media awareness, we saw that जो भी questions आए थे ना वो बहुत ज्यादा general understanding of media पे थे, right? And that meant questions like what's a microblogging site, which I'm sure you're aware of कि microblogging site कौन सी होती है, right? They asked you कि hashtag क्या होता है, okay? They asked you CSR क्या होता है. CSR is corporate social responsibility. Again, something जो कि बताया नहीं जाता. It's not something that is taught per se, but it's something that everybody really knows. They asked you कि typography में क्या क्या included नहीं, क्या क्या included होता है. Now they had font size, and then they had mouse, keyboard, monitor. So obviously when you're typing something, what's the thing that you learn is font size, font style, etc., not keyboard, mouse, monitor, right? तो कुछ बहुत basic questions थे, and when I say basic, इस वजह से बच्चे डर गए थे कि मैम ये तो हमने पढ़ा नहीं था. Now these are things that are very unconventional, yes, but they aren't something that you should be scared of. Those were very basic understanding वाले questions कि microblogging क्या है, hashtag क्या है, there was what is, when did the RTI Act start, TRAI ये क्या देखता है, right? ये basic company या institution, what does it really look after? So idea was कि ये करना आसान था, but of course scary इसलिए था because this was not something that we had expected. However, इससे पहले वाले साल पे चलते हैं. ये तो आपका last year का था, which was 2021, and it was one of the examples of things that we had not seen and did not go well with us क्योंकि हमने पढ़ा नहीं था. 2020 में, however, they asked you silent movie कौन सी थी, okay? They asked you who's the father of Indian cinema. They asked you कि first Hindi newspaper कौन सा था, alright? उन्होंने बंगाल गजेट के बारे में पूछा था. ये था पिछले से पिछली बार. Now ये questions आपको देखने में लग रहा होगा कि मैम ये तो familiar है. This we have done. So if at all ये आता है तो I should be able to manage. Now that's the thing about IP University, that they're very unpredictable and their questions are very unconventional, right? Which means we cannot really point down and say point blank में कि okay, this is what it's going to be and this is exactly how your paper should look like. Having said that, जो भी media aptitude के questions आते हैं, whether it's the unconventional type or the type that we have done, This should not be very difficult. So abhi bhi, what should you do in the next 3-4 days is you should still keep or stick to your notes, stick to your class notes. जैसे हम लोगों ने जो क्लास नोट्स बनाए हैं, जो भी हम लोगों ने क्लासेस में किया है, हैंडआउट्स, योर नॉलेज प्राइमर, द क्वेश्चन बैंक, क्वेश्चनर, अवार्ड सारे देख लो, एम्बेसडर्स देख लो, ब्रांड एम्बेसडर्स एटसेट्रा. दोज आर थिंग्स दैट यू आर एक्सपेक्टेड टू डू right now. Your notes will come in handy, your knowledge primer will come in handy, right? I'm sure आप लोग mocks भी दे रहे हो साथ साथ. So revision would be the key, especially of these points, and taking mocks as many as possible. That should help, right? Even if they ask you what is pixel, yeah, what is a dolly, those kinds of things I don't think require much information for you. आप लोगों को इन सब के बारे में ज्यादा knowledge than anybody else in the world. That means that you can handle such questions if at all वो आते हैं. और अगर ऐसे वाले आएंगे तो यहाँ पे तो हमने पढ़ाई करी हुई है. So do not get scared. I can sense when I read your messages on groups etc. that I can sense that there's a lot of scare and terror कि कैसे होगा, क्या होगा etc. So don't be scared. जो भी questions आएंगे manageable होंगे, आप कर पाओगे. Okay. So that is one thing. अगर मीडिया थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट लगता है तो आई एम अज्यूमिंग कि वर्बल थोड़ा और डिफिकल्ट लग रहा होगा फॉर दैट वन वेरी बेसिक रीजन ऑफ वोकैबुलरी. तो ये एक पॉइंट है जहां पे आई एम अज्यूमिंग कि आप लोगों ने वर्क किया है. आप लोगों ने बूस्ट योर वोकैब देखा होगा यूट्यूब पे. सो इफ यू आर डूइंग बूस्ट योर वोकैब सेशंस, अगर अभी भी आप कर रहे हो, that should still help you, because even though these boost your vocab sessions are not more than let's say 20-30 minutes, उसमें भी first 10 questions, first 10 to 12 minutes is vocabulary, और उसके बाद हम ग्रामर, मेंटी वगैरह करते हैं. तो आपको अगर सिर्फ vocabulary देखनी है तो आप पहले 10-12 minutes of the session देखो, उसको भी स्पीड बढ़ा के देखो, and I think you will be able to manage a lot many vocabulary videos on that way, right? So I want you to do that. Vocabulary जितना ज़्यादा देख सकते हो उतना देखो. I wasn't able to see mocks on BJMC exam. No, they are available. बच्चे uploaded हैं. IPCET are for BJMC. CET are for yes. IPCET में बहुत सारे आते हैं. One of them is BJMC. Yes. So अगर I think दीप्ति mocks के बारे में बात करिए तो सुहानी एक बार ये check कर लेना that I think IPCET would be for BJMC. Okay. In your verbal ability section, grammar becomes equally important, right? I'm sure कि आप लोगों ने notes बनाए होंगे of classes, grammar की जो भी classes हुए हैं उसके notes thoroughly you must have made, and if you can just kind of revise them once and that should be all. आपको फिर से classes नहीं देखने हैं, दोबारा videos नहीं देखने हैं. If you have notes, just kind of go through them once. That's all you need to do for grammar. The kinds of questions that they had asked, and it's something that is the same across, is they asked you a lot of vocabulary. Now that vocabulary was synonyms form में, antonyms form में, fill in the blanks form में, right? There was one question on analogy. So that was about vocabulary. They also asked you vocabulary in the way of one word substitution. उन्होंने आपसे पूछा कि plutocracy क्या होती है. Okay, अब आपको पता होगा, I'm sure we did this in your etymology class कि plutocracy is the government of the wealthy. तो आपको one word substitution के through भी they asked you a lot of vocabulary questions, and this hasn't been something that's only the last year. This was across the years that they've conducted this exam. They've asked you a lot of one word substitutions, and vocabulary has been on a higher level. However, इस बार थोड़ा अलग भी था. 4 options थे. उन्होंने बोला 4 options में 2 words synonyms है, वो 2 words ढूंढो. जैसे उन्होंने बोला नादिर, zenith, joy, and they said ecstasy, let's say, and they wanted you कि 2 एक pair of antonym है यहाँ पे. You have to search for those 2 pairs of antonyms, which was A, B, C, D. So A and B were pairs of antonyms, right? ऐसे करके भी उन्होंने question, so they did not directly ask you. They were like, आप खुद ढूंढो कि कौन से 2 pairs of antonyms हैं, आप खुद ढूंढो कौन से 2 pairs of synonyms हैं. This is basically how they had asked questions last year. Other than this, they had asked you very easy RC, which wasn't too lengthy either. एक para jumble था, okay? ग्रामर के क्वेश्चंस भी बहुत इजी थे. दे हैड 2 very obvious tenses के क्वेश्चंस और एक बहुत ही obvious adjective का क्वेश्चन. तो वर्बल एबिलिटी विल बी स्कोरिंग इफ अगर आपने वोकैबुलरी पे ध्यान दिया है तो, right? So that is one thing that I would like, which is why every time anybody asks me कि मैम आईपी को कैसे प्रिपेयर करें या कोई भी एग्जाम के लिए प्रिपेयर कैसे करें, वोकैबुलरी becomes the key, because verbal ability section में ही 25 to 30% of the section is vocabulary, right? So I need you to focus on vocabulary, जो भी आपने words अभी तक YouTube वीडियो से करे हैं, और if you intend on doing further, तो एटलीस्ट वो कैप बूस्टर की वीडियोस जो यूट्यूब पे हमारे प्रथम टेस्ट प्रेप चैनल पे है, पहले आप चैनल सब्सक्राइब करो, लाइक करो, and then watch those videos so that you can kind of get a hang of whatever the words were. Okay, so make sure that that is something that you do. As far as media is concerned, I would still say media will be on a medium to difficulty level. Verbal ability, I wouldn't say would be difficult per se, but it sure should be somewhere in the middle of medium only. पर अगर आपने vocabulary नहीं किया होगा तो this section will become a problem for you. So make sure that you are still working on vocabulary, because there's never an end to it. There will be days when you'd still be doing it even after the exam gets over, because vocabulary will never be enough, right? So make sure that ये आप अभी भी कर रहे हो, revise your vocabulary words for verbal ability at the moment. ये 2 points आपको ध्यान में रखने हैं. When I'm saying vocabulary, I also mean please कि knowledge primer में there's a list of one word substitution. एक टेबल है आपके पास, if I'm sure you must have seen, right, in your knowledge primer for English. One word substitution की list is given. Please do go and read that. That should be very, very helpful. Now that was all for media awareness and verbal ability. I will have Juhi ma'am to please tell us what could they expect from the IP paper for BJMC under GA and CA.
Sure, ma'am. But as students, they also said कि last year the paper was very weird, I would say. That was not something we expect from IP, right? IP, either it gives very easy papers, as in वो ऐसा लगता है कि ज़्यादा मेहनत नहीं करते, right? और कभी-कभी बहुत ही अजीब पेपर दे देते हैं. And yes, general awareness, current affairs is one such section जिसमें बच्चों को होती है problem. In fact, what I always do in classes is कि जब भी मैं teaching something, let's say if I'm teaching them current affairs, so if any news comes up like World Radio Day is observed on so and so date, right, or World Press Freedom Index, so I always ask them कि ये mass comm वाले बच्चों के लिए बहुत important है. Please focus on such types of news, because अगर आपसे current affairs पूछेंगे तो वो randomly कुछ भी नहीं पूछेंगे. Try to relate the news with your paper and then आप पढ़ाई करो तो ज़्यादा beneficial होगा, right? So I would share the screen here just to give them a brief idea about how was the paper last year and what all they can prepare from ISSA. Yes. So for the general awareness section, guys, now last year what we saw, there were questions from more questions from the static part, of course. As for IP, it's like static से ही ज़्यादा पूछते हैं. The weightage is always on the static portion, okay? But the questions were relatively easy. Few questions were like कि आप एकदम से attempt कर दोगे. बहुत easy questions थे, okay? There were quite a few number of questions from science, and it seems like कि directly उन्होंने क्या किया था, directly उन्होंने प्रथम के content से हमारे knowledge primer से questions उठा लिए थे. बहुत easy questions थे from like blood groups, that which blood group is a universal donor or recipient, ऐसा था. एक question था related to the speed of light, okay? There was this one question which was related to organic farming. So these topics, as Shreya ma'am said, nobody teaches you such topics in the class, right? We always focus on जो बहुत ही ज़्यादा inclined topic होते हैं. Like let's say अगर mass comm की class है तो media inclined topics हम बहुत ज़्यादा focus करते हैं. We tend to often overlook the topics जो शायद आपको पता होंगे, जैसे hashtag वाला था आपका, right? तो ऐसे वाले questions भी पूछे जा सकते हैं. Organic farming is something जो I think हम बचपन से पढ़ते हुए आ रहे हैं. हमने geography में, बचपन के science में हमने सब पढ़ा है, right? So there was a question in which 4 statements were given and you have to identify which of the following statement was correct, right, with respect to organic farming. तो ऐसा आपका था. Now there was this one question related to water gas. Yes, water gas से related question था. So if you see the table in your knowledge primer, which we always ask you, कि please focus on that, please read it. And when we say read it, we just don't mean कि हम केवल आपको बोलने के लिए बोलते हैं. Such tables are important, right? Now there were questions from history as well. हिस्ट्री में आपके क्वेश्चंस किस टाइप से थे? एक तो था आपका क्वेश्चन रिलेटेड टू भीमबेटका, राइट? कि भीमबेटका इन एमपी, okay, you can keep this in history, you can keep this in miscellaneous GI as well. So Bhimbetka in MP is for which of the following? There were 4 options which were given, right? So very simple, very basic, very easy questions. Now there were questions from geography as well कि एक्टिव वॉल्केनो वाला जो लोकेशन है इंडिया में वो कहाँ पर है. Okay, then there was this question from economics which asked about IGST. Yes, Kartike. Last year paper what we experienced was there were I think 1 to 2 questions from economics, but they were very basic questions, as in normal उन्होंने पूछ रखा था something related to IGST. Okay, now when you study GST उसी के टाइम पर बताते हैं that what is CGST, UGST, IGST we teach them. Okay, तो बहुत ही basic question था related to IGST कि अगर आपको not necessarily आपने mass comm के लिए पढ़ा हो, but if you were aware in the class और आपने ध्यान से सुना है, आप definitely उसको attend कर पाते. Okay, so there was this question on that. Now from geography I was telling you there was this question on the Eastern and Western Ghats. Eastern and Western Ghats. Now, this is one such thing which we don't primarily teach in the classes. This was one topic जिससे question थोड़ा सा out of the way जाके आ गया था कि Eastern Western Ghats से related, but it is given in our knowledge primer. In fact, जो active volcano वाला भी जो है, it is there given somewhere in our mocks or handouts or wherever. What are the total number of questions that are asked in IPU BJMC? Okay, so if I have to tell you about the general awareness section, 25% of the paper is they consist of questions from GA. Okay, so आपको basically 25 questions मिलेंगे from the GA part. Okay, now what you need to do, one more thing is that आपको books and authors वाला topic बिल्कुल भी नहीं भूलना है. Okay, books and authors topic is very very important. काफी ज्यादा important topic है. Now let's not forget the fact that again IP it focuses on static GK. The more weightage is on static GK, but as we always say, entrances can get really unpredictable. Okay, we can't predict कि इस साल वो क्या पूछेंगे. Okay, so books and authors topic supremely important. Just try to focus on books either जिनके unique name हो, right, whether they have a very unique or very indifferent name, or the book was making headlines, book ने कुछ headlines बहुत ज्यादा create किए हो, या फिर book का author जो है, right, वो बहुत ज्यादा news में है या बहुत ज्यादा famous में है, or else what you can refer to books जो आपके special occasions or events पर release या launch हुई, right? So you can even focus on these books and authors. Again, famous books of all times like who wrote Panchtantra, any book of Ruskin Bond, such books can be asked. Okay. Now, if I have to tell you about awards and honors, now you can't actually, differentiate कि awards and honors उन्होंने आपको media aptitude के लिए पूछा है या फिर they've asked you for the general awareness part, because for both वो common ऐसी चीज है जो दोनों के लिए आएगा, right? So awards and honors में as Shyam also said कि आपके major awards हो गए, right? For example आपके Oscars हो गए, BAFTA awards हो गए, okay, Golden Globe हो गए, you have to focus on that, right? Where is it given in Pratham? Pratika, it is given either in a knowledge primer, it is given either in our handouts, or the additional supplementary material which we provide you, PSIs were uploaded, all these things are given over there. Now, coming back to the previous year question, okay, so there was this one previous year question, बहुत ही simple question था आपका, and that was related to the Dronacharya Award. That previous year question was related to the Dronacharya Award. That Dronacharya Award is given in which of the following fields, right? Now, Dronacharya Award जो है उसके बारे में आपसे था. Again, you can get questions on who's and who, right? So in one of the IP exam, not BJMCs to be specific, but in one of the IP exam, they've asked you about the flying sick. And last year also they've asked you guys about the who's known as the Nightingale of India. Now these are some things, these are few things which are given in the last chapter of GA book 1 as well. We have a lot of information related to this which is given in GA book 2 as well, right? बहुत सारे cups and trophies, then sports terminology से related आपके awards है. So all these all this information is there, right? Now एक उनका question था that Patanjali is known for. Very easy question. Patanjali is known for what? Options देखिए ही आपको quickly समझ आ जाएगा कि पतंजलि से related उन्होंने आपसे क्या पूछा है. There was one question about the headquarters. केवल एक ही question what we have observed was headquarters से related था of the international organization Asia. उसके headquarters से related था कि इसके headquarters किधर है. Okay. Now while I was telling you about history में there was this one question about first Governor General of India. So there is this one table. If you have attended the classes, if you have watched the e-lectures, if you have watched the recordings, so you all must be aware that towards the end of our history PPT, there are these 2 to 3 slides which discusses a lot about tables, okay? Which discusses a lot about Governor Generals of India जो उस time पर थे, okay? So first Governor General of India बहुत ही सीधा question as it is आके रख गया था. Now what you can study on history is एक lord है who passed the Vernacular Press Act. Okay, so this is also a direct question which is given in our PPTs, which are given in our handouts. Just look up to those questions और आप क्या है आप उस पे you can expect such kind of questions again. Now there was this one thing कि मैम important days से question आता है या नहीं आता. Yes, important days से question आता है. Now again, what we have observed in the previous year paper, they haven't asked you about the theme of that particular day, right? उन्होंने उस particular day के theme के बारे में question नहीं पूछा था. There was this question on Women's Day, right? But उन्होंने theme के ऊपर question नहीं पूछा था. But again, always I ask you to keep yourself on a safer side और आपको day/date और theme दोनों ही करना है because you never know. They've asked you about World International Women's Day, but you can expect questions on, let's say, World Radio Day, right? Or World Press Freedom Day. Okay, ये सारे questions आप expect कर सकते हो. World Press Day, World Press Freedom Day. ये इस type के important questions can come. Okay, so better to refer to their themes as well. और जब आप उनके themes को refer करोगे तो वो आपका part हो जाएगा of current affairs too, right? Now when I say current affairs में आपका there's this one thing जो काफी ज्यादा न्यूज में आता है, जो भी आपके current affairs में मीडिया कंपनी से रिलेटेड है, राइट? वो सारी चीजें भी आप इसमें एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हो. मीडिया कंपनी से रिलेटेड अगर आपका कोई न्यूज है, कोई चेयरमैन सीईओ आपका मीडिया कंपनी का चेंज हुआ है, राइट? आप उससे भी ये सारी चीजें कवर कर सकते हो. सो ऑल दोस टॉपिक्स विल गेट कवर्ड इन करंट अफेयर्स इफ दे आस्क यू. ओके, अगेन कमिंग बैक टू कि पक्का नहीं है, it is not sure, we are not sure whether they'll ask current affairs directly or not, because IP ने last year indirect way में current affairs पूछने का बहुत उनका trend चला था last year. I was seeing the BBA paper as well, तो वो indirect questions उन्होंने काफी ज्यादा पूछे थे, things which were in news, उस current news से related static questions they have asked them. Okay, GA book 2 covers all these topics, right? Absolutely, Kritika. All the topics which I'm telling you, everything is covered in GA book 2. So make sure you give a thorough read of it. I'm not asking you to memorize it. I'm not asking you to sit and cram all the things which are given. No, just give it a quick read and that would suffice. About current affairs part, as I've mentioned, themes of important days are important. Okay, now what you can do, you can identify कि किस टाइप के आपके इम्पोर्टेंट डेज दे कैन आस्क इन द एंट्रेंसेस, मास कॉम से रिलेटेड क्या है. ओके, आप आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हो. सेकेंडली, चेयरमैन सीईओस ऑफ मीडिया कंपनीज जो काफी ज्यादा न्यूज में थे, राइट? चेयरमैन सीईओ ऑफ मीडिया कंपनीज, ऑफ इम्पोर्टेंट मीडिया कंपनीज आई वुड से, ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. Right, they can ask you questions on that as well. And if not, if they don't ask you questions directly on the newly appointed chairman or CEO of any media company, they can ask you about their headquarters, they can ask you about so and so companies related to, they can ask you questions, one or two questions about any शो ऑफ इट, दे कैन आस्क यू कि कुछ भी वो आपसे पूछ सकते हैं उसके स्टैटिक इंफॉर्मेशन में, बट वो बहुत बेसिक होगा, आपको उसके बारे में आइडिया होगा. ओके, नाउ अपार्ट फ्रॉम ऑल दीस थिंग्स, करंट अफेयर्स में आपका एक स्पेसिफिक टाइप के क्वेश्चंस होते हैं व्हिच आर बेस्ड ऑन रैंकिंग्स. ओके, नाउ देयर इज दिस वन रैंकिंग जो था आपका वर्ल्ड प्रेस फ्रीडम इंडेक्स, जो आपकी रैंकिंग है वर्ल्ड प्रेस फ्रीडम इंडेक्स. देयर इज दिस वन रैंकिंग जो है, राइट, रिपोर्टर्स विदाउट बॉर्डर्स क्या है उसके बारे में आपसे पूछ सकते हैं. व्हाट इज इंडियाज रैंक, दे कैन आस्क यू. सच अ रैंक इज released by which organization, they can ask you that, right? They can ask you such questions, so be prepared for that. Okay, last year miscellaneous question में ही एक आपका question था related to Bermuda Triangle. Okay, उससे related उन्होंने question पूछा था आपसे, so they can ask you anything, but जो भी वो आपसे पूछेंगे वो within the syllabus ही होगा. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के क्वेश्चंस weren't seen much, but yes, miscellaneous जी के क्वेश्चंस आपके हो गए, आपके हिस्ट्री से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस हो गए, आपके साइंस से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस हो गए, जनरल अवेयरनेस, जनरल नॉलेज से आपका जो जनरल साइंस है उससे रिलेटेड हुआ, आपका ज्योग्राफी से रिलेटेड हुआ. सो सच क्वेश्चंस दे कैन आस्क. सो इफ योर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इज नॉट दैट स्ट्रॉन्ग, if you are not comfortable with constitution as a subject, so I would suggest, if you have attended the classes, handout आपने एक बार attempt करने का try करा, it is okay, but आप बाकी subjects में ज़्यादा focus कर सकते हैं. Okay, now ये सारा था आपका general awareness और current affairs के लिए. जो भी आप already पढ़ चुके हो, just make sure that you are revising it, because the exam is, as Shamam said, in 3 to 4 days you have your exam. Okay, जितना भी सारी चीजें पढ़े हैं, just revise it, keep revising it, and yes, अगर कोई चीज आपने नहीं रिवाइज किया, if the faculty they have told you कि this particular table is important, refer to this particular table from knowledge primers. One more thing which I feel कि बहुत ज्यादा they can ask is that is related to diseases, because COVID था, वायरस से related disease वो आपसे पूछ सकते हैं. There was this one question which was related to that vitamin C की deficiency से कौन सा disease होता है. So this was a question जो उन्होंने पूछा. तो बहुत ही basic questions है, कोई ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको बहुत ज्यादा in-depth knowledge होने का need है, right? Now again, if you're not good with current affairs as well, just try to do such type of news जो आपके mass comm से related हो सकती है, जो आपके मीडिया से रिलेटेड हो सकती है. अगर आप वो न्यूज करोगे, इट विल बी बेनिफिशियल फॉर यू, बिकॉज देयर आर हाई चांसेस, राइट, कि क्या होगा, आपका उसमें से क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं. हाउएवर, एज आई हैव सेड, बीजेएमसी ने लास्ट ईयर भी उतने कुछ खास करंट अफेयर्स के क्वेश्चंस थे नहीं, और जो भी थे वो बहुत ज्यादा रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस थे. सो अगेन, बुक्स एंड ऑथर्स यू हैव टू डू. जीए बुक 2 जस्ट एक बार नजर से निकाल लो उस चीज को, आपको कुछ चीज तो रिटेन रहेगी ही, और इतना ज्यादा डेप्थ में दे वुड नॉट आस्क, राइट? नाउ इफ यू आस्क मी कि मैम आउट ऑफ 25 क्वेश्चंस हाउ, मतलब व्हाट शुड बी एक्सपेक्ट, हमें कितना करना चाहिए, कितने क्वेश्चंस हमारे डुएबल होंगे. सो कीपिंग ऑल द थिंग्स इन माइंड, कंसिडरिंग ऑल द फैक्टर्स, आई वुड से कि 18 समथिंग क्वेश्चंस जो आपके होंगे, somewhat 17 to 18 questions will be very very easy. They'll be doable questions, right? तो उसमें आपका कुछ इतना दिक्कत नहीं होना चाहिए. Yes, 5 to 7 questions, 5 to 8 questions कुछ ऐसे हो सकते हैं जहाँ पे आपको प्रॉब्लम आ सकता है, but 17 to 18 questions is something जो आपको, I would say with 90% accuracy के साथ तो आपने करना ही करना, right? क्योंकि वो बहुत easy question होंगे. IP BJMC का लेवल इन जनरल इज ऑन द इजी टू मॉडरेट साइड. और व्हाई आई से मॉडरेट साइड पर भी, क्यों? बिकॉज वो जो आपके 5-8 क्वेश्चंस हैं वो थोड़ा मॉडरेट लेवल क्वेश्चंस हो सकते हैं, और वो वही स्टूडेंट्स अटेंड कर पाएंगे जिन्होंने पूरा प्रॉपर्ली क्लासेस लिया है. सो टू सम अप इट ऑल, क्या आपको करना है, ये सारी चीजें तो आपने करनी ही है. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट यू आर डूइंग अ लॉट. आपने ऑलरेडी बहुत कुछ कर लिया है. you have done classes, at least आपने class notes किए हुए हैं, right? We are assuming you have done handouts as well. Handouts are being discussed in the classes too, right? वो आपकी चीज हो रही है. Book exercises आप एक बारी देख लो. And बेटा, जितनी भी important tables क्लास में आपको बोली गई हैं, yes अदिति, नेगेटिव मार्किंग है, और जितनी भी important tables आपको क्लास में बोला गया है कि focus on this table, read this table, just refer to those tables because direct questions are asked from such tables, right? बहुत ही direct questions they will ask, right? So class notes, handouts, book assignment, book exercises, home assignment अगर आपके पास टाइम है करो, otherwise mocks will give you a flavor of variety of questions that you can expect, right? बहुत ज्यादा variety है, आप कुछ mocks देखोगे आपको बहुत ही ज्यादा easier side पे मिलेगा as the general awareness section, but हो सकता है उस mock में आपका media awareness थोड़ा सा difficult side पे, so just to give you a flavor of what all you can expect in your entrances and you are prepared even for the worst case scenario whatever happens, okay? Kritika, I would suggest कि जनरल अवेयरनेस पे आपने ज्यादा फोकस करना है, बट कमिंग बैक टू करंट अफेयर्स, आई विल नॉट से कि करंट अफेयर्स बिल्कुल भी मत पढ़ो. करंट अफेयर्स के लिए एटलीस्ट आपका जो CA1, CA2 एंड CA3 जो आपका क्लास का हैंड आउट हो रहा है, प्लस e-lectures which are there uploaded on your PSIS monthly e-lectures, at least आप देखो from October 2021 onwards. Okay, from October 2021 onwards, at least you watch the e-lectures and do not forget all the news जो आपके ऐसे ना hot in topics रहती हैं. अगर आपने इतना कर लिया, current affairs है more than sufficient, and of course what you can do is you can skip a few news जो आपको ऐसा लग रहा है कि शायद मास कॉम के पेपर में नहीं पूछा जाएगा, because अब आपने इतना ज्यादा current affairs और पूछ लिया गया है, तो you know आपको understanding हो गया होगा that what can they ask, right? What they can ask in the paper. Can any topic from history compromised? Suhani, again, I cannot name any one topic जो आप compromise पे डाल सकते हो कि नहीं पूछेंगे, because they have asked you from ancient history as well. उन्होंने आपसे medieval के भी question पूछे हैं, right? खिलजी वगैरह पे questions आए हुए हैं in the past over like for, if I say for 5 to 6 years, questions आए हैं. मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री से काफी ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस आए हैं, सो उतना स्ट्रेस लेने का नीड नहीं है. यू डोंट हैव टू टेक टू मच ऑफ स्ट्रेस बिकॉज ऑलरेडी आप वो सारी चीजें कर चुके. जस्ट रीड एंड रिवाइज. दैट इज द ओनली एडवाइस आई विल गिव यू इस टाइम पर. पढ़ो, सिर्फ पढ़ो, और उतना ज्यादा स्ट्रेस लेने का जरूरत आपको बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. अटेम्प्ट द मॉक्स एंड यू विल बी सॉर्टेड. एटलीस्ट एज आई हैव ऑलरेडी मेंशन्ड 17 to 18 questions completely doable होंगे. अगर आपको प्रथम ने डायरेक्टली नहीं बताया होगा कि ओके सो एंड सो इज दिस या ऐसा, बट वो क्वेश्चंस ऐसे दैट यू हैव हर्ड ऑफ इट समवेयर, आपका वो जनरल अवेयरनेस भी चेक करें. सो आई एम श्योर यू गाइज आर नॉट वेरी इग्नोरेंट. आपको पता है हैशटैग्स, हमें पता है, हमें सब पता है. ओके, सो वो दे कैन गो with as basic questions as you can ask for hashtag, right? वैसे आपसे questions पूछ सकते हैं. Universal donor, universal receptor, ये बहुत ही basic questions है, so they ask such type of questions as well. Okay, so 17 to 18 doable questions with 90% plus का efficiency, accuracy, वो आपको करना है because वो हो जाएगा बहुत easy. Again, 5 to 8 questions I'll keep. That completely depends upon student to student. किस बच्चे ने कैसी प्रिपरेशन करी है, किसने कैसा पढ़ा है, और वही जो मार्क्स होंगे वो डिसाइडिंग फैक्टर होगा अबाउट कि क्या मेरिट जाना है, अबाउट द रैंक्स एंड ऑल. सो या यू हैव टू बी प्रिपेयर्ड एंड यस आई विश यू ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट. डू नॉट स्ट्रेस ओवर इट टू मच, और बस जो भी पढ़ रहे हो करते चले जाओ. जस्ट कीप ऑन रिवाइजिंग एंड जस्ट कनेक्ट द डॉट्स, और ये सोच के चलो कि मास कॉम के पेपर के लिए क्या रेलेवेंट है, उस लाइंस पे चलोगे तो इट विल बी वेरी इजी फॉर यू. ओके, Kritika, we'll take in consideration. Now guys, I hope that you all are pretty much sorted for the general awareness section, specifically for BJMC, IP BJMC, and even for the current affairs part 2, right? If you have any doubts, you can ask in. Okay, so now Girish sir is here for the LR part. Sir, over to you.
Okay, hi everyone. So now let's discuss about logical reasoning, right? Logical reasoning plus QA also, right? You can expect some questions from quant part also. So logical reasoning, right? So this is one of the topic now. You can score maximum marks in this topic, right? This is one topic, logical reasoning. and also you can expect some questions of QA also, quant also here. ठीक है, सो पहले मैं बात करता हूँ लास्ट ईयर की, उसके बाद बात करेंगे 2019 18 का क्या पैटर्न। तो पहले बात करते हैं लास्ट ईयर की, अबाउट लॉजिकल रीजनिंग। अगर मैं लास्ट ईयर की बात करूँ 2021 की, राइट, लॉजिकल रीजनिंग वाज वेरी इजी, even more than 22 plus questions were doable, right? So this is why I'm saying कि this is the section जहां पर आप सबसे ज्यादा स्कोर कर सकते हो with less efficiency, right? कम efforts के साथ ज्यादा मार्क्स, लॉजिकल रीजनिंग, राइट? सो लास्ट ईयर की बात करते हैं, बट अगर मैं बात करूं 2020 2019 कंपेयर टू दिस, वहां पर लेवल था आपका इजी टू मॉडरेट। So why I'm saying this? So we'll discuss in detail why easy to moderate, right? Last year easy paper, this year easy to moderate. Why I'm saying last year paper बहुत easy था? Because last year ना बच्चे, you'll find 70% questions from two topics only, sequence series plus coding decoding. You'll find 70% questions from these two topics only. So last year आपके exam में 70% questions कोडिंग एंड डिकोडिंग एंड सीक्वेंस एंड सीरीज से थे, राइट? सो मेक श्योर ये दोनों टॉपिक तो बिल्कुल भी मिस नहीं करने हैं। इवन दिस ईयर आल्सो यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट एटलीस्ट 10 क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम दीज टू टॉपिक्स, नंबर सीरीज, अल्फाबेट सीरीज, सीक्वेंस, कोडिंग एंड डिकोडिंग, right? These are the most important topic. One more topic, that is critical reasoning also. So these three are the important topics. But पहले बात कर लेते हैं QA की, then we'll tell you about logical reasoning, क्या you can expect in your एग्जाम, ठीक है? सो क्यूए में लास्ट ईयर की बात करें, लास्ट ईयर क्यूए के आई गेस 1 or 2 क्वेश्चन वर देयर, बट उससे पहले की अगर बात करें 2020 2019 2018, तभी क्यूए में क्या होता था, क्यूए में 4 to 5 क्वेश्चंस वर देयर। सो क्यूए में बहुत ज्यादा एफर्ट नहीं करना, क्यूए में किन टॉपिक्स पे आपको ज्यादा फोकस करना, ओके? वेरी फर्स्ट इज परसेंटेज। यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट easy questions from percentages, very simple question like A is 20% of B, B is what percent of C, right? Simple questions. Profit, loss and discount, profit and loss, you can expect some questions from this topic also, profit and loss. Third one, ratio and average, ratio, and next one is average. These are also very important topics, right? QA say you can expect questions from these topics. Simple interest and compound interest also you can expect questions. And last year जो question आपको मिला था, time and work, time and work. So basically these are the topics जिनसे आप questions expect कर सकते हैं QA part, time, speed and distance. ऐसा नहीं कि बहुत ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चंस आने वाले, नो, यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट इजी क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम दीज टॉपिक्स। सो अगर आप केवल इजी क्वेश्चन जो है वो केवल प्रैक्टिस करके चले जाओगे फ्रॉम दीज टॉपिक्स, तो आप क्यूए वाले जो क्वेश्चंस आपके एग्जाम में आने वाले हैं वो आप कर लेने वाले बहुत इजीली, बहुत ही कंफर्टेबली, राइट? सो क्यूए में जनरली यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट 3 to 4 questions from QA out of total 25 questions, right? So 25 में से you can expect 3 to 4 questions, right? So make sure कि आप QA भी revise करके चले जाएं, so that आपके ये 3 to 4 question means आपका जो 20 score हो सकता था QA की वजह से वो 23 और 24 भी हो सकता है out of 25, right? So now what about reasoning? So as I told you, very important topic, most important topic is number series and alphabet series, right? So you can expect maximum questions from this topic, number series, alphabet series plus sequence, right? Then second important topic, in number series में कैसे questions आएंगे? See, you are given 5 options, 4 options, right? And they will ask you, let's say here you have, I'm just taking one example, right? 100, 121, and then you have given 144, 150. They will find odd one out. 3 of the following 4 options are like in some manner, one is not, find odd one out. Simple questions, right? Like some numbers are given like 200, 500, 200, 500, then 700, then 600. They'll find the odd number out of these 4 options. Simple questions. Or they can ask, find the next term of the series, missing number of the series, right? In alphabet series also, they will ask simple questions like 3 letters, then 3 letters, and then 3 letters are given. What next? I hope ऐसे बहुत सारे questions हमने during classes बहुत सारे ऐसे questions आपने practice किए. So you can solve these questions, right? So coding, decoding also you'll find simple questions like what is it? See, you'll find questions based on mirror coding, jumbling, pattern substitution, right? And one more important type, that is direct substitution, right? Scramble direct substitution, like आपने एक type बहुत commonly देखा होगा जिसको हम coded वाला type कहते हैं. Word में, let's say we have given he is good is coded as LAPAGA. Some codes are given and some other word is given here. Then they will ask you what is code for good, right? So this is again very common type from coding for your exam, right? This is very easy type, right? See, these questions are very easy questions from logical reasoning. To be honest, जो paper आपका BJMC का होने वाला compared to other exams, this is very easy, right? Logical reasoning participation. Okay, so now next topic is sequence. So you'll find some sequences. They will give you sequence like A, B, C, D, some sequence is given, right? And they will ask you on the basis of this sequence, just try to, okay, let's say any sequence is given. 1, 2, A, B, at the rate has 19, 5, 7. They will ask you how many words are there, how many letters are there which are preceded by a number and followed by a symbol, right? This question is easy, right? DI, data interpretation. See, data interpretation is not expected in your BJMC paper. Generally, अभी last 3-4 year की बात करेंगे तो last 3-4 year में कभी भी DI से related question नहीं पूछा गया, right? So DI में बहुत ज़्यादा focus करने की जरूरत नहीं for BJMC, right? So sequence में you will find questions like this, right? One sequence will be given and आपसे simple questions पूछ लेगा. Second one, family tree. This is again very important topic. But family tree से जो भी question exam में पूछा जाएगा वो simple question होगा. ऐसा नहीं होगा बहुत complex. वो complex वाला family tree नहीं आएगा. Just there are 6 members in a family. 2 brothers, 1 sister, 2 married couple. A is son of these brother, and some data is given. On the basis of that, they will ask you 1 or 2 questions. That's it. Family tree, you'll find simple questions, easy questions from this topic, right? Next one, direction. Again, direction is very important topic. You'll find 3-4 questions from this topic also. Direction is very common topic. This is one of the favorite topic for IPCET, like direction, number series, alphabet series, coding, sequence. These are the favorite topic of whoever is designing, setting the paper for IPCET. Unke ye favorite topics, right? So you'll find maximum questions from these topics. Next one is arrangement. But arrangement mein, see, complex arrangement, no, right? Complex arrangement, bilkul bhi prepare nahi karna, because you'll not find any single question from this topic. You'll find questions only from simple arrangement. So केवल simple arrangement ही practice करना है, right? You'll not find any question based on complex arrangement. So make sure ये अभी revise करना, because I hope आप सभी के पास proper class notes होंगे. If you don't have, you have option of e-lectures, right? Watch e-lectures. Next important topic is analogy. Again, you'll find some questions. जैसे मैंने पहले भी बताया, class during session, during classes, you'll find question, very easy question, like you have given book is related with furniture, right? Then in the same way, pen is related with. You'll find 4 options, right? You need to mark the correct option. How is book related with furniture? In the same way, pen related to what? Easy question. This was the previous year question, right? So next, syllogism. So last year syllogism से कोई भी question नहीं पूछा गया, right? In BJMC, but उससे पहले कुछ question पूछे जा चुके, तो you can expect 1 or 2 question. But last year syllogism से कोई भी question नहीं पूछा गया, but you can expect 1 or 2 because उससे पहले कुछ years में इससे question पूछा जा चुका already, right? Next one, very important topic. इससे definitely you'll find 2 to 3 questions, minimum 2 to 3 questions from this topic, critical reasoning. Simple questions like find the argument. Let's say you have given which of the following given argument is strong argument, which is valid course of action, like which of the following is implicit assumption, right? You'll find simple questions based on this topic, critical reasoning, correct? So this is one of the important topic for your exam. Okay, so basically these are the topics जिन पे based आपको question in logical reasoning मिलने वाले हैं, right? Some questions from keyword, most of the questions from LR part only. Then LR part को revision कैसे करना है, right? See, do one thing, आप बस केवल और केवल क्लास नोट्स जो आपने प्रिपेयर किए हैं, because that is those notes are sufficient for, plus जो भी क्लास हैंडआउट्स थे उनको एक बार फिर से जल्दी से क्विक रिवीजन कर लो, because we have only few topics, few important topic. You will find 90% questions of logical reasoning from these topics only, right? Plus if possible अगर आपके पास टाइम है तो आप नॉलेज प्राइमर भी ट्राई कर सकते हो. तो this is what you need to revise in coming 2-3 days, right? प्रीवियस ईयर पेपर कहां पर मिलेगा? प्रीवियस ईयर पेपर आपको PSIS में मिल जाएगा, राइट? PSIS में there is one tab with name supplement material, supplementary material. So under this tab you will find previous year paper of IP BJMC also and other exams also. This is one option, ठीक है? Supplementary material in your PSIS account where you will find all the previous year papers of all the exams, right? So this is what you need to do in logical reasoning part. Plus what you can see, this is the part ना मैं बार बार ये बोलता हूँ, this is the part जहाँ पर आप maximum score कर सकते हो, because as ma'am said कि GA में this is not defined कि कहाँ से आएगा, कुछ भी आ सकता है, कहीं से भी आ सकता है, but reasoning में ऐसा नहीं है, right? जितना क्लासेस में आपने कवर किया ना टॉपिक, उन्हीं टॉपिक से आपको क्वेश्चन मिलने वाला है. ऐसा नहीं कि कहीं से कुछ भी आ सकता है, नो, वी हैव डिफाइंड सिलेबस, सो उसी में से क्वेश्चन आने वाला है. तो आप जितना मैक्सिमम एफर्ट कर सकते हो लॉजिकल रीजनिंग में, बिकॉज दिस इज वन पार्ट जिससे आप अपना स्कोर अच्छा कर सकते हो, राइट? सो सी इन लॉजिकल रीजनिंग पार्ट ना, अगर QA 3 आई एम कंसिडरिंग, बिकॉज 3-4 क्वेश्चंस QA के आएंगे, आई एम कंसिडरिंग दिस पॉइंट, देन ओनली your good score or good attempt जो करेक्ट होना चाहिए, ऐसे नहीं अटेम्प्ट, गुड स्कोर इज 18 to 20 questions out of 25. 18 to 20 questions, not marks, right? Marks मत सोच लेना, right? 18 to 20 questions out of 25. That is a good attempt with 100% accuracy, because logical reasoning में आपको पता होता है आप कर रहे करेक्ट है या इनकरेक्ट. ऐसा नहीं होता कि इस कंफ्यूजन है, ये भी हो सकता है, वो भी हो सकता है. नो, इफ यू आर गेटिंग आंसर, करेक्ट आंसर, दैट मींस ऐसा एक ही ऑप्शन आपको दिखने वाला है. तो ऐसे कुछ भी ऐसे तुक्के नहीं मारने, राइट? सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट लॉजिकल रीजनिंग, ठीक है? इन केस यू हैव एनी डाउट रिलेटेड टू लॉजिकल रीजनिंग पार्ट, तो यू कैन आस्क. ओके, ठीक है मैम, देन
Thank you so much, sir. That was very insightful, Girish sir and Juhi ma'am. Let's sum that up now. And we have spoken about all the ideal attempts that we've had, right? So एक बार हम उसे cumulative लिखते हैं, and we'll see what is the ideal attempt that we can find. Girish sir, if you can help me out with writing each of the sections,
sure,
ideals first, or ideal attempts, if at all. Right. So Juhi ma'am said 18. Right, GACA मिला के we will say 18 out of 25 is an ideal attempt.
yes.
For you, I think LR and QA we consider 18.
Yeah, 18.
18. I believe for verbal ability, what I think is again another 18 would be a good score.
Okay.
And for media awareness, I believe it should not be, maybe not as high as 18, but somewhere around 15 to 17. So, yes.
15? Okay, great.
Okay, so that would give us an ideal score of, okay, that means about somewhere around 69 to 70 questions if you can attempt with 100% accuracy.
Yes, ma'am. At least for GACA, though. Yeah, 90-95% accuracy, and in logical, as sir said, 100% accuracy should
Exactly.
be there.
Absolutely. So another piece of information that students should know is that if you have scored, let's say around 280 or somewhere close to that, you are at a very, very safe position. राइट. सो 280 290 का स्कोर हमें मान के चलना है कि इतना हमें लाना है, राइट. दैट इज वन थिंग. अनदर थिंग दैट आई वुड आल्सो लाइक यू गाइस टू नो इज कि जो हमारे टॉप 3 कॉलेजेस हैं for IP, which is starting with WIPS, then you have Maharaja Agrasen and you have Surajmal. इन तीनों के लिए जो हमारी रैंक जाती है ना from the previous few years what we have seen and noticed, इसकी अगर आपने 450 रैंक तक स्कोर कर लिया तो you will be able to manage top 3 or top 4 colleges. That's for the first cutoff. Right. Second cutoff, of course, it depends on how many students are taking that seat. But as far as the first cutoff is concerned, अगर आपका rank somewhere around 450, 480 है, तो top 3 to 4 colleges आपको IP के मिल जाएंगे. Which means आपका 280 का score should be ideal, and जो आपका rank है should be at least somewhere within 450 to 480. Right. So that kind of brings us to the end of the session. I hope all your questions were answered. And if there's any more question, please let us know on the group, on the chat box. If you liked the session and you found this insightful, please make sure that you're hitting the like button. Also subscribing to the channel for any such more information that you would like to know in the future. And that brings us to the end. Thank you so much, all of you. All the very, very best. Have fun while you're taking the paper. Don't be very stressed. It's not the end of the world, but it'll always be fun. Right?
Okay, bye guys. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Thank you,
Great
everyone.
night. Bye-bye.